Frakes,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yeah.
Mahogany,
Yes.
Terrence,
Oh, it is I.
and me. It's me. I don't like that gimmick. I'm not gonna do it anymore.
I'm the greatest. I'm the best.
Yeah, me, the favorite. I mean, it's just it's true. So there's no reason to say it.
I mean, I'm the fan favorite amongst our one fans, so.
No, no, you're not.
No, I'm the fan for the person that's paying a monthly fee for that one person,
That's Jeff. That's his own Patreon tier.
Yeah, Jeff, you're your own biggest fan.
That's right.
And we can learn something from that. That's how we all should be. We should all be our own biggest fan. Unfortunately, I find myself to be my own biggest enemy most of the time. That guy's an asshole.
How come every session of this is group therapy for you?
Because y'all listen.
Damn it.
Y'all let it happen.
No, we don't.
Because you look like you're listening.
We sit here with a dumb look on our face.
Yeah,
He's not even looking.
I'm zoning out, honestly.
Good. Hey, that's about what you would get at a therapist.
Why do you think I didn't cut video on? I've just left my little picture up there so you can't tell. I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Hey, whatever. It's good enough for me. I mean, that's all therapy is anyway, is a chance for you to open up and talk without judgments. And since you guys aren't listening, you're not judging.
Well,
yeah, we are.
I'm thinking about wearing sunglasses during the main show and streams from now on, just so you can't tell exactly how disinterested I am in whatever.
No, you've got really good body language that shows your disinterest nearly 24/7.
Thanks.
I don't think glasses are going to help. It's your posture. Maybe if you had a back brace or something,
or a parka, just like a big shapeless parka.
Like you're thinking it's going to rain in your house all the time.
That's a poncho.
Hell yeah. What did you say?
A parka.
Oh.
Not La Parka, the wrestler.
That you would have never worn in South Carolina ever.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever owned one. No.
Yeah, no. They were like in fashion for a while there at some point in my youth, and people would wear them well into March, and like you could tell who was dying.
I paid good money for this.
It's got a brand on it. Brands.
Yeah, down here it's like, why waste your money on a really nice winter coat that you're only going to be able to use for 2 or 3 weeks?
If that, what you need is a nice windbreaker.
Yeah, we should all be dressing like
windbreaker / coat, raincoat.
When I was in high school, what was in fashion that I really latched onto was the Baja. Remember the Baja?
No.
Wait, no.
The Baja Blast?
It's like a loose burlap woven hoodie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Those things were comfortable.
Like the blankets they sell, the horse blankets they sell at Stuckey's every now and then.
Mm-hmm,
like a hoodie made out of that.
Yeah.
No, I still don't remember that.
Really?
Of course, then again, y'all are all way younger than me. You millions.
Like 4 years younger than you. Come on.
Baja's been around.
Okay, maybe 6. I don't know. How
Mexico.
How old
52.
How old are you, Jeff? Huh?
52.
Okay, so all right, I'm 8 years younger than you. All right.
Oh, it does look like a horse blanket.
It is a horse blanket.
And somebody just sewed it to a hoodie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want one now. I used to have one too.
Yeah, they were
nice,
comfortable.
They really kept the odors inside.
Mm-hmm. Except for patchouli.
I was going to say this looks like some hippie attire for sure.
It is super 90s hippie attire.
It is very much, yeah.
It's very versatile. So, I mean, you can wear it.
I can ride a horse on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The horse can sleep on my chest. It'll feel like it's at home.
You can wear it in the wintertime. You can wear it in the summertime-ish. No, you can wear it in the fall. Spring. Winter.
So it's a sweater.
Yeah, it's a hood, basically.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes, I've seen these before.
Okay, now he looked them up. All right.
I've definitely bought drugs from a guy wearing one of these.
I mean,
Yes,
everyone's bought
okay, yeah,
drugs
yeah,
from
okay.
somebody wearing one of these.
Pretty sure I've purchased drugs wearing one of those.
See, this is authentic drug culture, kids. Bajas.
Baja Putty. Baja Putty.
Bajas and hemp jewelry.
Yeah.
Now you make me want to actually make some Baja Blast pudding. See how that turns out.
Ooh.
I'm sure somebody on TikTok has.
Oh, TikTok. Don't go there for recipes. You're just going to end up poisoning yourself somehow.
In Google, people also ask, why do stoners wear Baja hoodies? It's one of the, like, in Google, like halfway down there, like questions that people ask.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, first one, why do stoners wear Baja hoodies?
Because they're cheap and they last forever.
Why are Baja hoodies called drug rugs?
Drug rugs. Oh my God, I never heard that. That's hilarious.
Comfort, baby. Comfort. That's why I do anything.
Well, there you go. That's our next Christmas party. It's going to be a Baja party.
Welcome to the drug rug.
A Baja Blast.
Oh, I see what you did.
I need an opium den that's just called the drug rug. Like that's where you go to do opium.
Are opium dens still like a thing there?
They were before they got rid of Craigslist. I don't know.
I think that's before crack came out.
I don't know. I don't think people who did crack did a lot of opium before that. Like, it's not part of the pipeline.
Yeah, no, it's more of a heroin thing.
Weed, hashish, opium, crack? Nah, just
need a new drug.
Yeah. Opium's more for the natural drug users who prefer their drugs to be homegrown instead of, chemical.
I mean,
that's why you have to inject it once it's in heroin form.
I mean, it's just like, lemon extract at that point. You can inject that, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure you can inject anything that's a liquid. Whether or not you can inject it twice is a different question.
Kids, please do not try any of this at home.
Yeah, don't inject anything.
These shows have been labeled explicit. If, kids are listening, that's their parents' fault.
Oh, all right, kids, shoot up with whatever. We totally condone it.
No, we don't condone it.
No, we don't.
we will be tacitly disapproving, but permissive.
We don't condone it. It's just your own problem.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all ready for this?
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Because you've asked that twice.
No. I mean, we started talking, and I know how you like to have like a bumper of chit chat. So,
and now you're wearing a drug rug, so I don't know what you've done while we were talking.
It just spontaneously appeared.
Drug rug.
The drug fairy gave it to him.
Yeah, this weird fairy just showed up out of nowhere. It looked like Stephen Wright. He gave me a Baja and an ounce of weed. Then flew away. All right. So let's
where you wear this, man.
You need to sound more dead inside to sound like Stephen Wright, though. Like, I don't know how he does it. He just does it. Last time, many things happened. Many things happened that were a prelude to you guys taking a long break. And by the start of this game, that long break is over. But let's double back a moment, just a moment. And by a moment, I mean 50 years.
So don't turn on my magic items yet.
Well, I mean, you can, but
This is a dream sequence, not necessarily.
I'm just doing a little interlude here, okay?
Yeah.
So there is a powerful thunderstorm that night. Rain pours down, lightning flashes. Some small forest fires begin because of lightning striking trees, and everyone considers it a bad sign that toads and fish have fallen on a nearby village, but it's been a time of bad signs. It's been a rough 3 decades since Herjek the Twisted was conquered, and the valley has fought hard to reestablish itself as a prosperous place of trade. However, there are many powerful pockets of evil still in this land, and there is much to do. But what is happening last night, and indeed right now, 50 years ago, is almost irrelevant to that struggle. An old woman steps out of the front door of her house, walking into the nearby woods. She walks pretty confidently for a woman of her obvious advanced age. She has a very stout walking stick with an enormous, baton at the bottom of it. She moves with a purpose, and you can hear footsteps following her behind her of much bigger creatures. She calls out to them, "Hurry up now." She waves, "We ain't got much time." One of the 2 bigger voices responds to her, "I don't know, madam. Are you sure this is the right place?" The other voice, equally large and gruesome, says, "Such a backwoods plain, my lady. Nobody would come here. Nothing of interest will happen." The old woman turns and puts her finger beside her nose and says, "That is the reason, my boys. That is the reason." She continues walking forward and says, "You smell that, boys?" "No, madam," one recalls. "Of course, you're not as sensitive as your grandmother." She takes another tentative sniffs at the air and says, "Oh, yeah, there is strife here. Perfect for incubation, wouldn't you say?" The 2 large creatures stand mute, holding a massive steel box between them. She says, "Let's see what the natives are like." They walk on, coming across a clearing overlooking a massive stone pit, a quarry. And on the other side of the quarry is a tower. Everything is busy here. Miners are carting up ore upwards to up the sides of the walkways of the crypt. Cranes are bringing up very large blocks of stone. And all around, people are looking dedicated, busy. There is a flash of light, and a man appears before the assembled crowd, or the assembled 3. Who dares enter the territory of Okermoss Tower? The old woman looks up and says, Well. What have we here? This is the last holdout of those loyal to Herjek the Twisted, and someday we..." Her hand waves in front of his face. "That's enough of that. I don't care for local politics." She looks about and says, "But this place seems very nice for my purposes. Boys, I need you to take that box to the tower, and there's a couple potions here I need you to take when you get there." The 2 turn towards her. One says, "Grandmother, you're staying to watch the goods." They seem hurt, dejected, but they are obedient. The man she held her hand out in front of stopped, utterly frozen in place. She says, She leans up to his ear and says, I need you to spread this secret around. Tell them who's in charge here, okay? Tell them what they're doing. Tell them what I needs from them. She whispers in his ear, and he comes out of it, stumbles backward. His trousers turn dark from wetting himself immediately. The man who is probably a very powerful agent of evil is smitten like a small child before an angry parent. He's like, no, no. Oh, yes, my dear boy. Now, just so you remember who's in charge, I will be watching. Behind her, a looming, agile figure blunders into the scene. It casts a shadow over all involved, and the woman basically leaps into the air, disappearing from sight, and soon the agile figure leaps away as well. But let's head back to where we are. Well, not quite back to where we are. A little before we get started tonight, there is another thing that happens 2 weeks before you guys are done with your extended rest. So let's go to that. On a hilltop overlooking the valley, Greenvale is asleep. Everything is quiet. The nearest mountaintop is a fairly low affair. Only a little bit of snow collects, and only in the winters. It's not even really above the tree line, but the trees here are getting kind of stunted. And atop this mountain, a figure waits, a ghostly figure hovers above the mountaintop. It seems bored, like it's been there a very long time. But its interest is piqued by the sound of tumbling stones, and it floats up and over, looking over the side of the mountain. It doesn't smile so much as look relieved as it sees a massive skeletal beast climbing the mountainside, claws extended, naked vertebrae slashing back and forth in the tail. The skull is belching black energy, and its eyes are glowing green as it climbs ever closer to the top. As the skeletal beast crests the top of the mountain, it takes a stand, looks around, and sits on its haunches. The ghostly figure, well, that took a while. What's the matter, friend? Impatient? Well, I expected your other servant to have more efficiency since you demand so much from me. That's not a servant. My friend is my friend. Well, fine. I trust... Well, this doesn't look like a dragon skeleton to me. It will do, friend. A wisp of black smoke basically erupts from the eye sockets of the skeleton, which falls limply to the ground. And the silhouette of an angelic figure stands on the mountaintop beside the ghostly figure. This will be perfect for our purposes. Wonderful, wonderful. And I got to have a little bit of fun along the way. Win-win, really. The bones of the Bandersnatch that the party gave up to the observer begin to sort of roll together in a little heap, or a big heap, they're big bones, and begin to rattle. The ghost says, well, what do we do now? The observer chuckles to itself. It's already done. We've got what we need, and I've already done all the important work on the way. All I did really was run and slash at a few things, but it distracted me very little from the important work. The skeleton begins to slowly piece itself together like children's blocks, not turning back into the shape of an animal, but turning into the massive shape of a ring made out of bone, standing on its side, braced by other bones. As the last bones click in the place and the Bandersnatch skull snaps to the top of it, a film of magic spreads over it, in between the inner circle of the bone ring. The observer moves close, extends one night black hand and touches the magical film. And much like dropping ink into a bucket of water, darkness spreads over the entire interior of the ring. Yes, this will do nicely. Now only one or two things before we get started. I have other missions. For me, yes, and perhaps maybe one more for my friend. I don't trust that... Well, I guess he's not a goblin anymore. Oh, I trust him. I trust him very much. To be himself. 2 weeks later, everyone is done with all their stupid downtime stuff.
That means we got to read the books, huh?
Yes. You got to read your books. You got to craft your magical items. Any skill training you need to do, you did that. Any retraining you need to do, you did that. And I assume any leveling you needed to do, you did that.
Did we level?
We should be at 9, right?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
Yeah. I know, but sometimes I forget well into the next level that I have leveled.
yeah. That's a you problem.
You said that the book on edged weaponry would apply to like, could accomplished sneak attacker work under that? Gives me
You asked me this and I said no.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah.
So the 50 years ago thing, who were they?
Wouldn't you like to know that?
Okay. Just making sure I wasn't missing something and I was supposed to know.
No.
They're our next antagonist.
Was the voice because you watched the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Or
no, I haven't watched that.
It's not good. Don't watch it.
All right. That's what I've heard. I heard it stinks.
It's yep. I mean, it's real bad. It's real
Yeah,
bad.
if you want to just get really angry yelling at the screen, have at it.
Mm. Why are you so stupid even for horror movie people? Like,
Ouch. That one of those.
yeah. But it was a lot of that kind of dark southern drawl voice work and points. And I was like, maybe he watched that. And that's why he wrote something way better.
I was picking up preacher vibes, the Angel Clan. That's what I was picking up.
Well, there's no real way to find out other than finding out. Speaking of finding out, now that you guys have set yourself up in the old dragon's lair, the lair of Valcamarax, I believe, is what the dragon's name was.
Oh, cool. Finally know.
No, I've said it before. I wrote it down in my notes.
I asked the last time, you didn't have your notes, so
yeah, I didn't have my notes up. Sorry,
we didn't know.
So, what was your decision on what you're doing after your downtime?
So first thing, before we actually got involved with this too far,
You were heading to Okermoss Tower.
no, well, I went and talked to Pod.
Yeah.
And let him know the situation, that what happened, and let him know that the halfling unleashed what was the beast called? The one that makes people crazy?
Oh, fuck, I can't remember.
Yeah. The one that we fought to the death.
I really gotta stop. I gotta start making notes of monsters you fight.
Well, the whole thing is I let him know that happened. So the halfling was extremely evil, and it caused the dwarf to go crazy. And then we killed the dwarf.
No, you just left him.
It went insane, so we didn't have to kill it. Sorry.
So I will tell Pod that we did not kill anybody else. We did, we tried to keep our word, and I give him the deed that the halfling was going after, and say, I have one more business proposition for you.
Well,
as a silent partner, the halfling was interested in this area, and I think this region has something to do with a copper dragon.
Oh yes, Black Township. A lot of strange things have gone on there down through the years.
And I think the halfling was going after land that had connections to that copper dragon. So here's the first one, and I hand him the deed that the halfling was truly interested in. And if you follow up, you might find out other areas that halfling was interested in too, because he was very obvious about it in town, going after people's land and trying to buy it up.
All right. That does sound. What's in it for you, I suppose, is what I need to ask.
Just a small percentage.
Well, that could be doable. Maybe I'll pop over there myself with a few apprentices, and we might cure a madman and raise our profile locally, and see what we can do about the whole thing. Yes, I suppose I could cut you in for whatever. Shake on it.
Done.
Very well. Oh, on your way out, he says, that other team that was in the dragon's lair stopped by, or the remanders of them.
Oh God, I'm sure they're a little ticked off still.
Oh yes, quite angry. I had to come up with some whoppers.
That we had compelled you in some way.
Something along that line, but
whatever, it just helps our reputation.
I told them what I knew. He gives the air quote sign, and we bid them a good journey. But I don't think that will be the last you see of them. They seem pretty dedicated to finding you. Just a bit of friendly warning.
Why, thank you. Just keep us in mind if you have anything that dirty you need done.
I am an upstanding wizard. I don't.
Of course you are.
Dirty.
And that's the reason why, if you need something that you should not be doing yourself, you know where to find us.
All right.
You know where to find Jeff. I don't know who else wants to work with that dude again. But,
Goodbye.
It's the wink and the nudge. Hey, I'm trying to be decent-ish.
Why? It's an evil campaign. Be a dick.
Seriously.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He put us under a geas.
Well, I would have done it too if I was going to hire some assholes like y'all. I would have put you on a way more just geas.
I got a giggle when you said fed him some Whopper. I had to feed him some Whoppers. I just pictured them both standing there all high and mighty and him being like, how about some flame broiled burgers?
That's some delicious malted milk balls dipped in chocolate.
You can have it your way.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I was never over there. They must have disguised themselves as me somehow. I need to go after these people too.
All right. But he gives you a warning. You might want to beef up your security around the lair. Make sure they cut off as many avenues of entrance or exit as you can that they don't know about, that they do know about, and have a good life. He tells you. I'll get in contact with you should anything come of this.
Oh yes, thank you.
All right. So, anybody else need any final wrap-up business before we start the actual next portion of the campaign? All right, that's it. So what are you guys doing after you get all your business accomplished? And your breaks and your books and whatnot?
Obviously, securing the shelter.
Well, I mean, that could be
But we
part
already
of the
did
6
that.
months.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that is covered.
We were the only reason we're here is because we were heading towards tower in the
you took a detour on the way of Okermoss Tower. Yes, and it turned into something quite involved.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, that's it. I mean, my current character is just down for the ride because he's a little out of time here.
Yeah. Thanks, Cybot, for your help. We'll see you later. Have a good one.
Right.
Enjoy your life.
Hey, bye.
All right. So are you continuing on that mission then?
Okermoss? Yeah.
All right. Okay, so after you make your
we do bring Cybot up to date on everything.
Oh, okay.
Well, we kind of brought him up to date when we brought in the
when we brought in the other crew.
Yeah. we let him know that we work for his former he does not work for his former boss's
grandchildren.
offspring.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
No, his former boss was the dragon, not Jack.
Right. And Jack was actually a descendant of the dragon.
Yeah, so it's like, we worked for your great grandkid of your company's CEO. Join us.
Okay.
Same company, new management.
Right. There you go.
Do things a bit different around here.
How are you proceeding that direction? What means are you taking to get there? Going on foot? Taking a summoned carriage?
Obviously, whenever we can, the lady's taking a ride in the carriage.
All right.
She's not one for trudging around.
Okay. All right, then you head on. How are you logistically, you can only use the teleport to get there to a place and back to the teleport. So where are you teleporting to, I suppose, to start the journey? Are you teleporting to the nearby town or outside of it? Or since none of you have been to Okermoss, it's a dangerous teleport to get close to it, but
what's the closest town that we would know that's on the way?
Bridgeton. You know that. Bridgeton is it's a town with bridges over the river twice.
Bridges over the town.
That was pretty original.
Bridgeton. It's a town with bridges.
It's got 2 bridges. It is Bridgeton.
It used to be called Two Bridge Town, but we got lazy. And
it used to be Fairy Town, and then it became Bridgeton.
Well, yeah, let's head to Bridgeton.
All right. Well, you can get them as far as Bridgeton then. So if you're the one doing the teleport, then it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Okay.
But give me a percentile roll anyway, because like I said, it's been a while.
Oh, yeah. 73. That gets you there just fine. You appear on a bridge heading into Bridgeton. From the bridge, you can see the town. It's a big, wide bridge made out of stone, and the bridge and the river itself is only about a half mile wide. Only.
You can see why they call it Bridgeton. The bridge is pretty important here. It's a major thoroughfare, or was before before a lot of things. Bridgeton itself is now not necessarily abandoned, but not in great shape. It is a town that is slowly dying of lack of commerce, lack of travel. The young move away, the old stay. And so while it has many buildings in it, not a lot of them are fully occupied or occupy with a vibrant portion of the community. And as you head into town from the bridge, you could see people mostly just sitting on the front porches of the businesses they run, or you can hear a low, mournful fiddle player playing something in the local tavern. No, nothing that's nothing is really terribly enticing anyone to stay in Bridgeton, and everyone at Bridgeton is just sort of it looks like they're all waiting to die. It's the kind of town that you stop and maybe take pictures of something in and then leave and talk about it to your friends. Like, wow, what a gloomy place.
Batesburg, Leesville, South Carolina.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. It was a town that was built around railroads back when that was the only means of transportation.
This one was built around transport of goods from the two mining towns that to its east and west.
Did those mines dry up, or just there's more convenient ways to ship the goods now?
No, they one of the two mining towns was was Okermoss Tower, which meant it was purely Herjek's project. So after Herjek was overthrown, it became like one of the last strongholds of his people, and then it suddenly went entirely quiet. So no one really goes there. The other mining town did dry out. It is long abandoned. The mines seem to be bereft of anything viable, and it was only previously a copper mine, so it wasn't a terribly prosperous town anyway. Excuse me.
Well, fuck this stinky little town. Let's summon that carriage and head on.
Make a survival check for me.
Oh, okay. I forgot if I was good at that or not. I'm quite skilled.
Good.
21.
As you're heading towards the road to Okermoss Tower, you, which you've never heard of, like this place is only, you knew that there was some mining villages in the forest, but none that like had a weird lofty name like that. But there used to be a road that goes down there, and you can see the beginnings of the road that used to go down there, but it is mostly grown over and gone. No one goes to that part of the woods any longer. So the only road which has any kind of care given to it is the trade road that leads to the abandoned village to the west, or to the east, excuse me. Which means you guys are going to have to kind of track your way through the dead roads.
I think it's funny that you ask us if we're going to take the carriage and then tell us that we can't.
No, you can take the carriage. It will just be a slow going. Like the road is nominally there. It's just completely overgrown.
Slower than walking?
About the same.
Cool, so we can
Carriage
sit.
it is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's fine. That is totally a you preference.
Now, when you say that it's overgrown, is there a way for Jeb to fly scouting ahead and keep an eye on the carriage, or is it just impossible to see the carriage and fly ahead?
You can tell that it will probably be easy to see the carriage for at least probably about the first 30 miles of the journey, and then the forest begins in earnest.
Well, that's Jeb's kind of MO. Whenever there's nothing around, he's going to be flying and keeping an eye out, scouting ahead, and making sure that there's no owl bears approaching the carriage as they traipse along.
Just owl bears, so he doesn't look for anything else.
No, bandits.
Concerned about.
You guys can handle bandits. I want to see a fucking owl bear. I've never seen one. I'm hoping that the carriage will draw them out, and I can take a picture.
He's hoping to see a rodeo of owlbears, perhaps.
I want to throw it some bread as it waves to me.
Owlbears don't eat bread.
Do they poop in those weird cocoons like owls do, or do they have big monstrous duties like a bear?
I think they probably have both. I'm just going on like just physicality here. Like they probably have big monstrous doo-doos, and they hack up enormous balls of hair and bone.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you can't pass hair and bone through the system, so.
Yeah.
The train agrees. Yep, that's what it sounded like it said. Yep.
Jesus.
All right, so we roll an initiative on this owlbear. Is that what's happening?
There's no owlbear. Jesus.
What about the rodeo? Are we going to the
Rodeo.
rodeo?
Yes. 10 rodeo clowns attack.
Oh, Jesus.
Yay.
It's worse than owlbears.
One of
You
them's
are
Valric,
fucked
and
now.
after the comedy has to explain his horrible choices since he left the group to end up in a bandit of a bunch of rodeo clowns. It's been a hard 6 months, y'all.
Ye honk. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Jab, you fly ahead. You find yourself given the weight of the carriage and the density of the grass moving at a slightly better clip than you would have achieved by walking. So there is that blessing.
Hooray, magic.
But
it wasn't a wasted spell.
anything where she doesn't have to walk is not a wasted spell, I'm guessing.
You got it, dude.
Thanks.
Okay, so headcanon is now the lady outside is one of the Olsen twins. Same size.
The less creepy looking one?
No, yeah, because the lady outside doesn't look creepy. She's just creepy on the inside.
That was
wait.
more a knock at the Olsen twins than it was at Hoggety's character.
You know, there's a whole other Olsen that actually is a witch. I'm just saying.
Who's
Just
that?
the
The
Olsen
Scarlet
triplets.
Oh yeah, what's her face?
Elizabeth? Is that it?
I think that's right. I was gonna say Olivia, but I knew it was wrong, so I didn't.
Wait, is the Scarlet Witch related to the Olsen twins?
Yeah, she's their
Yeah.
younger sister. They have a whole disc
She
wrap
was
about her.
also
in one
on
of the
Full
videos.
House at least once.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, they made a whole diss track about her in one of their videos.
Yeah,
No, they
because
don't.
she was the one that escaped the drug abuse.
No, because she was a fucking 3-year-old and they wanted to put her in the movie video.
It's a fun way to punch down, too.
Yeah, well, you know.
Funny, the name of the song is Punching Babies. It's a really dark time for the Olsen twins there. It's all just baby abuse rap tracks.
Oh, God.
Rap track sounds like riff tracks, but
For rap songs?
rapped. Yeah.
Oh, that could be fun. You'd have to pause it a lot though and really
Yeah.
dive into what they've just said.
Yeah, you'd have to could do cutaways, Beavis and Butthead style, like duck the music and let them. Anyway, so yes, the trip so early on is easy going. Jeb, give me perception checks for your flyover.
That's a 5 plus 13, unless this is considered dim.
No.
Darkness.
If you don't tell me you're going via dark, I'm assuming you're going in daytime like normal travelers.
All right, so that's a 21 if this is to avoid being surprised by a foe, which is what I assume I'm doing with my flyover.
All right. Well then,
The
okay.
whole point of it.
I'll allow that. You do not spot anything obviously threatening. So that's good. You do see that there is a small encampment on the edge of the forest that this road leads directly towards. There are a few smoke fires in it coming from it, and so it could be potentially a bandit camp, or it could be just who knows, woodsman, caravanners. You never know, but it gives you early warning that it's showing up.
Owlbear sentiment.
Yes, and a family of owlbears, mama, papa, baby owlbear. They're on vacation. They've got their RV. They're grilling wieners.
Those are people.
No, that's their last name. The Wiener family.
Oh,
Just tons of toilet paper stacked up next to their RV.
For some reason, just really into toilet paper.
'Cause, I mean, who doesn't like wiping your butt?
Does an owl bear shit in the woods? Yes, they do. As it turns out.
they're the Charmin breed of owlbears.
Yeah, they're all purple and blue and red.
So I will zip back as soon as I see the smoke to the carriage hastily and let my companions know that there is a potential for murder / loot / companionship.
Hookers?
No, like camaraderie.
Oh, okay. So later at the hooker camp, when you arrive,
Okay, cool.
no,
I wasn't turning it down. I was just saying that wasn't my first thought.
So Jeb warned you that there is an encampment ahead that looks at least marginally peaceful from what he can see. So what are you guys taking any preparations before that?
I don't know about you guys, but I would suggest we stop before we get there and maybe scout it a bit more stealthily up close. It's an encampment. Who knows what's out here, but there doesn't seem to be probably not too many good reasons for them to be out here.
Sounds good. Stealthy characters go.
Okay.
What was that?
I think he's eating a Hostess snowball.
Sorry, I'm eating pizza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can hear your words sliding around over the cheese and pepperoni.
I believe what he said was, sounds good. Let's stop the carriage and go.
Okay.
Well, I said, sounds good. Stealthy characters can go.
Oh, okay.
Close.
Oh,
You were
see?
close.
I was close.
Yeah, that cheese really slowed down a few syllables.
I think that was crust. That was a mouthful of crust. I heard.
Crust. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
you get stuffed crust, Jeff? You did, didn't you?
No comment.
He's too busy eating it still.
Do you eat it backwards like a true American hero?
Dipped
That
in
is sarcasm, by the way.
ranch. Anyway,
Don't worry about it.
all right. Stealthy characters are you both taking your stealthy leads here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying to stealth fly, or are you going to hit the weeds like a Cybot?
I'll zip through the trees, which apparently are so
It
thick
zips up.
the carriage can't get through. So
No, I didn't
should
say
be
that.
able to- Oh.
You misinterpreted what I meant. I meant that you would not be able to spot the carriage easily on a flyover.
But does that mean that the boughs of the trees are like thick enough that I could flit through like a bird,
I suppose so. That wouldn't.
stealthily wise?
I mean, yeah, you have to roll pretty high though. That's not really a. You got pretty big wingspan, so you know. It's like
That's
I
a
mean,
fair
would
point.
you maybe notice a guy with wings flying through the trees if you were just outside having a smoke break?
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Absolutely, I would not, because I don't pay attention to anything around me.
Ugh.
Like, you have to just know that when people say you, they mean not actually you, Frakes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, assume you're normal.
person.
Yeah.
No, that is far
Someone
too much work.
beside you.
Assume you're a person that is normal, and
Nope,
Yada,
can't do
yada,
it.
yada.
Sorry, that is an impossibility for me. I have no imagination.
Let me tell you how bad of a human being I am before answering this question that was supposed to be simple.
I don't know. I guess it depends on. Hi, that's me.
it's me.
It's me.
There's a person with wings flying around in the backyard. Would you notice it? Nah, because I ain't got no imagination, son.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Thank you. No, I ain't got no imagination, son. I only see what's in front of my eyes.
Ain't got no peripherals either.
Nope.
Who is peripheral vision? I kill him.
I'm a non-imaginative tunnel vision son of a bitch.
Well, see, Frakes is going with the idea. Terrence gave me wings, so obviously I'm supposed to use them everywhere.
Fucking kicked my tickle box over and then it rolled down a hill.
Is that what they call it nowadays?
It made my head hurt.
Just kicked me right in the tickle box.
It's been 2 weeks.
Say that again, but slower.
Oh my God. Shut up. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth through the trees.
Okay.
This tickle box.
Roll the stealth tickle box.
I meant giggle box is the word I meant to say, but tickle box came out because it's just funnier. That is a natural 15 plus 17 with some caveats.
Oh God. Is it dark?
No, it's not. He already said it's daylight, but this is.
By this point, you guys have traveled well over. Let's see, 16, about 20. You guys traveled about 24 miles, so it's getting toward evening time.
Oh, okay. So dim light, cool, especially in a very dense forest. So 34.
All right, what'd you get?
28.
28.
Wait,
Okay.
is that right? 34? Yeah, that's right.
Individually, you move up on this little encampment on the edge of the forest. This is right before the trees get incredibly thick. Everything here seems oddly overgrown after a certain point. But the encampment is like right on the edge to where that happens. There's still trees around, but there seems to be a hard wall of foliage before the road into the forest. The encampment is, from what you can tell, like 4 smaller encampments close to each other. And they are all consisting of different creatures clustered in little groups. Let's see. One which has dark black tents, has strange goat men guarding the biggest tent. They have humanoid bodies, goat-like horns, and they're carrying scythes, or not scythes, halberds. And all around them in these other tents are kind of like vaguely, okay, honestly, it's easy to tell from you guys. You've seen enough people like this. There are tieflings making up the entire portion of the black tent camp. They all have different small features of fiends about them. Some have horns, some have tails, some have scaly skin, but they all have fiend-touched traits. One of the other small mini camps within the encampment has a sort of bright-colored tents, and they seem to be like just sort of filled with people wearing a lot of brightly colored clothing, but they all have a sort of a sinister cast about the eyes. They wear masks over their face, and you see that their limbs appear to be much longer than normal human limbs. And the largest tent here is a sort of an orange and blue striped affair, which has a tiger resting outside of it. The other two encampments are a little plainer, one consisting of green tents and one consisting of brown tents. The green tents are almost on the edge of the river, which has now met back up with the road. the brown tents are a little closer to the forest, and they mostly have on the green tent side, they mostly have people who are elvish, elfy, or but with duskier skin and a few animalistic qualities about them. The brown tents closer to the forest seem to be, at first you don't think there's anybody outside, and then one of the saplings amongst the tree amongst the tents begins to move. Plants begin to like move around and do things as if they were domestic helpers. But near the biggest brown tent is a it looks like a dead tree that's just someone has moved and propped up nearby it, but then a set of black pit-like eyes open up on it and it looks around. It's an encampment, in short, of weirdos.
It's a
Hey,
circus.
folk. There might be a circus.
Do we hear any circus tunes coming from?
You do not hear any circus tunes, but the people who in the green tents are singing some very, very expertly melodic songs, like old Fey hymnals.
Old face spirituals.
Mm-hmm. But you're unseen.
They don't seem. They just seem like they're living out here. Huh? They don't seem like they're. I guess I'm looking for like. Does this seem temporary or just or poorly permanent? If that makes sense.
It seems temporary, and most of these things seem new.
Okay.
Like there isn't a lot of trampled grass. There isn't a lot of like old campfires. It doesn't smell like an old campsite. There isn't any permanent latrines anywhere.
I speak Sylvan and First Speech. I feel like that would be the ones that those do the most.
It is.
Maybe like hide out here and just try to get close enough to where I could overhear some conversations and stay unseen. And maybe try to pick up a feel like if they're going to be staying here long, or just see what I can pick up from hanging out for a while close enough to hear.
All right. Let's see. Make another stealth check then to get closer.
Yeah. 22.
22. All right. You sneak closer to which set of tents are you trying to get close to?
The ones where they're singing and hanging out.
All right, the one near the river.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. As you sneak up to the tents, you can hear that the Fey creatures underneath the singing are talking amongst each other. Do you speak Sylvan?
Yes.
All right. Then you can hear them talking to each other in kind of anxious tones. Like they're like they talk to each other about how the mistress plans to overcome this. They didn't know there would be so many here. So many people in pursuit. The other one says, yes. My mistress is clever and intelligent. She will think of a way. The other one who's talking seems skeptical, like all the women here are clever and intelligent. Which one is the most ruthless is the real question. As you're getting closer, you can and since you're close, you can see the biggest tent right there on the edge of the river. You can see the back of it under the flap, which is almost hanging over the river ruffle, as if something is slinking its way out of the water underneath the tent flap. And then a short time later, an old woman in an old hooded woman comes out of the front flap. Her robes are still dripping wet. And when she sticks out an arm to one of her servants, it's all green, slimy looking. Come here. I have a task for you.
Does it sound like the lady from the flashback we weren't a part of?
No, it doesn't. Or at least I was hoping it doesn't.
Green
They
hag.
They disappear back into the tent.
Did I see anything more than a hand I could pick up, like what kind of creature she was?
If you have, let's see, if you have knowledge arcana.
Yeah.
Sure. Then yeah, I'll let you roll it.
Roll a fucking 3 again for a 17.
All right. No trouble there. This is clearly a green hag.
Okay. Awesome.
You sit there for a while trying to scope out much, but all the conversations are tending toward the mundane keeping of the encampment. One of the goat-headed things wanders out of the black tents area towards the encampment, and you see all the people inside of it sort of like keep their hands on the weapons as the goat thing approaches. It growls at them in another language. Which languages do you speak?
Abyssal, Common, Demonic, Draconic, Elven, First Speech, Gnome, Goblin, Orc, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
Well, Abyssal is the one you're looking for.
Cool.
You can probably switch Demonic for something else because Abyssal and Demonic are the same thing.
I feel like I've done that before.
Are they the same though? I thought that they were.
I thought one was
Abyssal,
devils
yeah.
and one was demons, but
Infernal is
Infernal
devils.
is devils.
okay, so I need infernal
Yeah, okay.
instead of demonic. There we go.
Yeah. So if you speak Abyssal, then the creature says, "She would like an audience with everyone. There she has much to discuss with your mistress." The elfy creatures all around or closer to you are hissing their revulsion at the creature. But one of them disappears back into the tent, and you can see this happening at a distance from your hiding space all around the encampment. The goat-headed creatures going to each encampment and trying to summon someone forth, and indeed they do. From the tent near you, a green hag ambles out with a small contingency of people, probably bodyguards, and begins heading toward the black tents. In the distance, you can see the brown tent. Sorry. I'm sorry.
In the distance, the brown tents.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I misidentified the hag that is near. It's a sea hag. It's just nearby you. A green hag wanders out of the brown tents, with her big wooden beast coming out behind her. In the colorful tents, a very tall hag with blue-black skin and nails like iron files, but brightly colored in dress, steps out and walks side by side with the tiger on a leash toward it. And finally, as your eyes trail towards the black tent, you see a cauldron just sort of manifest in the center of the place, and a small old woman with gray white curly hair with bones set in it and skin that is purple like some sort of poisonous toad steps out of the tent. She is wearing a lot of gold and silks, a creature of just unearthly ugliness and malice. She beckons all the other weird sisters toward the cauldron, and she calls out to the encampment, "We shall make a peace tonight. We should work together, sisters. Come. And they go to meet, but that's out of your hearing range.
Yeah, I'm gonna skedaddle. There's 5 hags, and they're trying to
4
band
hags
together. Yeah, it's good times. Even for villainous people, you don't want to go hanging out with a bunch of hags.
Yeah, you don't stick your nose into a coven.
Yeah, you know what they call fans of hags? Hags.
I just thought it was haggis.
Boo!
Double boo.
Boo, both of you.
Gotta shoo all these ghosts out of here. Boo!
Boo!
Oh my god. So yes, Jeb, you saw much of this too. You didn't overhear much of the dialogue, but you saw like every movement going on from your vantage point in the trees. What are the two of you doing? You're heading back to the carriage?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I see that prodigiously ugly one, I will slip back out as stealthily as possible.
All right. You guys, give me stealth checks so you don't see if you don't bone it on the way out.
Natural 1 for a 20.
36.
All right, Jeb, you flit from tree to tree like a graceful sparrow. Cybot, as you're attempting to step out, you step into a deep pit in the grass, and there is basically a loud snap as some branches in this old pit make a loud popping sound, or at least loud to you. It's still fairly quiet, but you can see that there are people moving. Some of the fey creatures moving towards the woods towards you.
Quiet enough to be mistaken for a log popping in a fire?
Not that loud, not that light, but like something like there might be a prey animal nearby.
I will pop my potion of invisibility and attempt to flee.
Okay. You pop your potion of invisibility and step out of the little hole and clearing that you've carved by moving through it, just in time for two armed fey creatures to bust through with spears and begin stabbing the hole. One of them literally licking his lips, which you see he has fangs. As you're fleeing. Short time later, you guys get back to the carriage, which has slowly been ambling its way towards the encampment. Once you get there, what do you say? What do you tell them? What do you decide?
Nope. Turn around. Bunch of fucking hags and weirdos.
I mean, possibly. They're meeting here for peace, to bring themselves together for something. The ones that were communicating before, did it sound like they were talking about which hag would be the lead?
It was hard to tell. Like they're all here for something.
I feel like there might be something worse around that makes them want to come together or feel the need to come together at all for this meeting. So, I don't know. I'm not the face that I was with my last character, so diplomacy and bluff is off the table as far as my character's concerned.
Well, I mean, we could try to recruit them and ally with them, but I just fucking Faye, though, you know? They're so unreliable and flighty. And Zarius is standing directly behind me. Oh, there's one behind me, isn't there?
All right. Zarius, did you have anything to add?
Not really. I mean, hags are not necessarily friendly.
No. They're definitely not friendly.
And being uninvited guest to a coven meeting,
Hag moot? I don't know what you call it.
A murder?
A murder of hags.
that's called a coven.
An unkindness of hags.
I'm wondering if if they're about to come into an accord to create a coven.
Who knows?
Is there anything knowledge-wise? Is there knowledge-wise that we might know of rumors of particular hacks, especially from the Fae point of view?
Sure. Yeah. Roll knowledge, arcana, or planes.
Okay.
Okay.
Lady outside, you want to roll?
I will assist the lady.
You assist.
Mhm.
So that is 34.
34.
Add 2 because Jeb also assists with a natural 19.
36.
All right. Okay. Well, you guys put your heads together. And after listening to them banter back and forth, lady, it kind of calms you. You know that hags generally do not involve anybody else in their coven making. It is usually hags coming together without, like, I'd say in friendship, but like more closely to like putting your weapons away, i.e. servants, and coming together for something that is more intimate than what's going on here. It sounds like what they're doing is making a truce of some kind. They might be joining together temporarily for some sort of goal. And make a will save for me.
27.
All right. Something has been tickling at your brain for the last like 10 miles as you get closer, and you feel like it almost gets to you. You're close to something that is reaching out and has been like kind of like trying to wrap its way around your brain the whole time you've been approaching it. But like it's not something that you have been really noticing a whole lot. Like it's something that's happening under the radar. But now that you know that other hags are here, you're guessing that they're probably here on a similar impulse. Something magical is reaching out towards witches and hags in the nearby area, and you might have been ensnared by it too had you not basically been made aware of it beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Something. And now that you can focus on it, you know that something in there is calling out.
Can I do any kind of check to see what that something might be?
Yeah, let's go with knowledge, planes or nature, whichever one you got better.
They're exactly the same.
All right.
But kind of a crap roll. 27.
27. That's the crap roll? All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's an 8 on the die.
All right.
Could have been better.
You think about it for a moment, and like, you don't think you could like summon with zero context. You don't think you can summon just an answer out of thin air, but you don't really have zero context. You have sort of a magical tether going back to what it is, and you focus your mind on it. You basically just turning all your thoughts towards this force that is reaching out and almost irresistibly taking hold of the local witch and hag population, and an image flashes to your mind. It appears to be an egg made of wood. Like, it's the only real way to describe it. It is egg-shaped, and it looks like it's made out of teak or something and polished to a high sheen. It sits in blackness. It still gleams even in this darkness, and it is the source of whatever is calling to you. But that's the best you can really muster.
The dark egg.
Oh yeah, I forgot you was a witch too. I mean, do you think that they would be like cool if you were like, hey, I'm one of you guys?
I would never wave. Ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you let me amend my gestures. If you were like, hey, finger guns, I'm one of you, pew pew. That's more you style.
You mean like how we do when someone dies and we bring somebody else in new? We go, hey, you look like a reliable person.
Guy.
Come on,
click
join our
finger
group.
guns.
You seem to compliment this party of adventurers pretty well.
Fate shines
Can't see
upon
me,
us.
but I'm doing the eyebrows.
All right.
That does give us an in if she tells us that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
I do explain the strange pull that I have to this strange wooden egg. I want to go to there, but I
You
don't.
Any knowledge on what the wooden egg might be?
If she couldn't get it with that, then you probably wouldn't. But you can try, sure.
Oh, I know I can't. Not even roll unless I roll a natural 20.
I mean, I got a shot.
I rolled a natural 9. I rolled a 19.
Oh,
Okay.
So 29.
29. It's close.
Someone assist me. That'd bring me over 30.
Am I allowed to assist if I've already rolled on it?
I will let you assist only.
Okay, well then that's another 27 to assist. Exactly the same thing.
All
I
right.
rolled last time.
You wait. Do you have hex powers, Jeff?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. Now that she mentions it, you reach out the same way, and you feel yourself kind of connect with the lady outside, just briefly, like whatever this thing is. It's creating sort of like a magical link to everyone it is drawing in. It is something that wants, and it wants you to want it in return. It desires. It is a thing that needs to be wanted.
Want you to want me.
24 on my will save.
Alrighty, then yeah, you only barely shake it off. Like it is, you could feel like a tingling up your spine and some of the hairs in your back and of your neck standing up. Like something was really about to grab hold of you.
I would say that this wooden egg is a cheap trick.
Yeah.
See what you did there?
Yeah.
Anything from my Fae background that might know anything about that? Like, is there anything in Fae history or knowledge, legends or anything?
You think about it for a moment, and like the vision she had of the wooden eggs alone in the darkness is not necessarily the whole picture. You're able to mentally zoom out a little bit more to get a little bit more of the picture. The egg is sitting in a darkness, but the darkness looks like it's a cloak. And basically, it's like swaddled within a cloak of darkness. And that cloak is connected to a neck where you see the outline of a wizened old woman's face. And behind her, it looks like a massive, massive, massive bird's leg. And just like that,
God,
it's gone.
Baba Yaga. And I actually will say Baba Yaga because Baba Yaga is a well-known witch.
John Wick.
I know she from Fae because she's considered one of the old ones.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Like the first hag?
Yeah, like one of the first, but the best.
The famous hut?
Yep.
And I'll mention all that.
She was also in Spirited Away.
Yeah, she was also in Hellboy. But
Mhm.
So mother is here, the lady says.
I guess she is the spiritual mother to all witches. But you don't feel the presence of Baba Yaga now that he's brought up, but you do feel that she has been here and she left something.
Hmm.
So the question is that an egg or is that a seed?
It's the Maledictus Infernium.
Okay.
That's an actual term of witchcraft. It's an apple that is supposed to kill like an entire colony of people. That's where
The way you said it.
Wasn't that a character?
Yeah, you said it like
Yeah.
the character you played.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I made him. That's why I named him Maledictus Infernium, because I was like, what is a good fucking death priest name?
How are you going to get an entire colony to take a bite of an apple? I mean, after one person, I wouldn't want to eat it.
It poisons the land. You don't actually feed it to anybody.
Okay. All right.
Maledictus Infernium.
Maledictus Infernium.
Maledictus Infernium.
That's got to be the start to some dubstep song somewhere.
We should learn how to do dubstep.
Yeah,
We should not learn how to do dubstep and do it anyway.
That's even better.
That sounds like a job for noob.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
Beatbox and dubstep.
God, please stop.
I'm done. I had my fun.
All right. So you are left with a choice. You know what's in there, kind of. You have an idea that something in there is now an attractant to local witches and hags. And you know that there are already several assembled outside the forest. But you also know that something has kept hags at bay outside the forest. And so you must decide what to do.
Silence is golden.
Let's go to that abandoned mine and see what they missed. Ooh, old cans.
Overcrest seems like to be a bad place. Let's go somewhere else.
Hey, somebody left their wood carvings of pornography at teenagers' party here.
I'm for the using the lady to get in there, because she's been called. She has a reason to be there. Doesn't mean that they won't be violent and try to murder us, but that probably means that they've been having people randomly show up a lot. That's what built this whole encampment is witches and hexers being called to whatever that thing is anyway.
You could almost see us as a fifth group.
Yeah.
My theory, my thought is, I mean, this is absolutely you guys' side quest, but I'm down. I'm happy to help. You know, like friends do.
Oh, God.
Say, my little scorpion friend is rather agitated. Can't tell if it's excited or afraid, but the lady is a bit hesitant. Just knowing that she would have been compelled, and she is not partial to being compelled to do things.
I don't like being told what to do.
Actually, I look at it like this.
It would have been more like a charm effect, but
yeah. I was kind of thinking, if you came, but you couldn't shrug off the effects, that would mean you weren't worthwhile. But just that you came and was able to shrug off the effects might mean that you could actually go more on an equal footing with those other ones.
So does it seem like the type of thing that like you would have to continue to resist, or is it a one and done sort of resistance?
You're guessing it might try to exert more force on you the closer you get, but you're at the extreme range of its ability.
Mm-hmm. That's what she was a bit worried about, is being forced the closer she gets. Yeah.
I didn't know that part of it, so I'd say it's more probably your call than to.
Well, here's another question. Does it seem like it's radiating from the tower or from within this encampment that's coming from?
Much further away. Like they're on the edge of the forest, like trying to get in. So
Oh, okay.
So this is actually, no matter what, we're going to have to go towards it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, in that case, let's go check it out.
All right. Well,
just so you know, lady, if you fall, I will catch you.
Don't touch me.
Wherever you go, whatever you do,
I will be right here waiting for you. Now, Saibot, you're a new friend. We haven't quite developed that same level of companionship.
And we won't.
Nah, you just wait. You think that. You just wait.
You don't get that song. You only get Lean on Me. Sorry.
Oh, please don't clap.
No.
Oh,
But my
God.
rhythm.
Oh boy. All right. So I guess it's about that time. Next time we'll pick up where we leave off here. You guys are going to try and get into the forest, either through the hags or around them. Up to you.
I think through the hags.
Lady outside, brush up on your diplomacy.
And your Shakespeare.
No. No. My diplomacy is at a -2. So I'm going to say I'm not going to be brushing up on that. I will be
No, not diplomacy.
making my that's also bad. It's at a +0. But I will be knowing that there's other tieflings around. I will not hide my goat hand. I will use that as a bit of a gesture and make sure that people can see that. And I'm just gonna act like I belong there and dare anybody to challenge me, like I always do.
Now we're talking. Now you're thinking like a witch.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Tucker is out.
This has been a production of Homebrew Detritus. The name of the show, I should have said first, is Raiders of the Lark. You can find all of our stuff on homebrewdetritus.com as long as you put those 3 W's in front of it. Terrence hates that. If you like what we're doing and you want to get this show quicker and sooner, you can join us on Patreon. $1 a month would be great, but $5 a month will get you the show earlier, and $10 a month will get you stickers, and $30 a month you can too be Jeff.
No, you can't.
You can become the Jeff.
You become a Jeff, but not the
Get as
Jeff.
close to being Jeff as possible without actually being Jeff.
Oh, okay, I bid $1. My Jeff.
Yeah, you got the T, and it's still lowercase.
Tunnel vision, non-imaginative bastard.
I can't wait to edit this episode just to laugh again at us making fun of you.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. It made me laugh my ass off.
So yeah, that's all the stuff. Find us on YouTube if you want to see our faces. All right, bye.
Put $1 or a
Bye.
finger in our tickle box.
Oh.
Dios mío.